Mesh2Motion is a web app that allows you to load a 3D model and quickly apply a rig and animations, and all in the web browser. Export everything out to a GLB file, and then load it into your favorite game engine or 3JS app or whatever you want to do with it after that. Everything's free and open source under the MIT license. There's a link to all the code with what I have so far. It's pretty easy to run locally. Doesn't really use any backend services. It's pretty much just all straight JavaScript for everything. Currently supports human things and an animal type rig, which that could easily be extended to support other types as well going in on the future. Tools like this are really great for things like game jams, where a programmer just needs to kind of grab a 3D model, hook up some animations, and start getting everything going to it. When you first get to the website, it's just a landing page, so to start the app, you can just click the tryout button. The first thing to think about is all the canvas controls that kind of work across all the different steps in this. So we have the normal left click is rotating around this origin point. Right click is panning if you want, and then middle click is zoom in and out. For this example, we're just going to use a sample model just so you can see. So we're going to use the human one. So after you load the model, there's kind of two decisions you have to make on this first step. The first is what type of object this is you want to mesh, what kind you want to rig. So currently the only two types right now are kind of human and four-legged creature, which would be some type of animal, which we'll do that next. But we'll start out with this. The next thing you have to think about is getting it to face forward. So currently facing forward in this application is this blue axis line right here. So just make your character or animal or whatever just looking in this direction, and then the rotate. And if they're not, if for example, if you load it in and it's something like that, that's kind of what these controls are for. So you can kind of fix the orientation for it. Once you get that done, you can kind of move to the next step and load the skeleton in. From here, the main goal is to kind of position the skeleton to get it in place. The manual ways, you can right click any of these joints, and then they have some transform options so you can move it around. Usually the first thing I do is, since this whole skeleton's a little too big, you can just actually scale the whole skeleton down, which scales all the bones all at the same time. So that's what I'll do with here. I'll click this a few times, and then that's good enough for now. But if you need to tweak anything else afterward, you can easily tweak stuff if you want to move things around a little bit more. But once you think you have that done pretty well, you're going to click the skin model button, and then need to wait a few seconds for it. And then obviously the skinning model is going to take longer the more vertices that you have with this, so I might have to add a loader processing screen or something with that. But yeah, so it's pretty much done now, and then you can use the play button to check out different animations with it that you want. If for some reason that the mesh is looking weird or things aren't quite right, it's very easy just to go back, play with the bones a little bit, and then just reskin it again. So sometimes things need to be tweaked a little bit to get okay results for it. But yeah, after that, the only steps kind of left is figure out what you want to keep. So I usually just play certain ones, and then maybe just do maybe an idle one like this, and then be like, okay, this looks good enough for all these. And as soon as you at least export out one of these, you can just click this download GLB button, and this will export it out to a GLB format, which you can using a lot of game engines or a 3JS project or something like that. And then yeah, it should be automatically exported with the different animations. The Windows previewer doesn't know how to read GLB animation names, so that's why it says this. But the names are in the GLB files, so you should be able to access those. So yeah, that's a basic setup for it. Now that we've seen kind of the basic workflow with it, we'll start showing some variations a little bit. This time, let's do the Fox. This will be pretty quick, and then after that, we'll do a custom model. So the Fox will load, kind of similar to the same things, just make sure it's facing forward when we start. This time we're going to do the four-legged creature for the skeleton type to use. Don't need to rotate it. Load the skeleton. And this one we don't need to do all the individual joints too much. We should just be able to scale this and it should work pretty well. I kind of did that on purpose a little bit just to make the demoing process easier for this example. But yeah, basic idea is position that around. Then we'll skin it. Then it looks all right. And then kind of just do the normal thing. Click what we want, and then we can export it, and it'll work the same way the humanoid one does. So it's pretty much the same workflow whether you're doing a human type thing or an animal or whatever else we eventually add to this thing. So that's that. Let's restart it. Let's upload a custom one. We'll do a giraffe. So this came from another 3D program, something I just found online. And obviously it's rotated, so I think we can, yeah, you just have to update it one time there. So yep, first step, loaded it in, it's facing the right direction. This is a four-legged creature, and then it's big, so I'm probably going to fast forward it a little bit, but basic process is usually kind of similar. Just kind of scale it down at first. Maybe we'll switch to the side view to start, and then the bone. There's usually some root bone, so that kind of controls everything. So that for the animal one, currently it's kind of the hip bone. So if you do that, it's kind of a good way to just start positioning everything. So I'm going to do that, and then slowly start modifying a lot of these things. And since I have this mirror on, it's actually modifying the left and right side. So that'll make things a little bit simpler. All right, so that's a good first pass at it. So let's see how good this is gonna be. So we'll skin it. It's kind of okay. Walking, it's a little funky with some things with it. Like one of the things is and this is kind of how the skinning algorithm currently works. A lot of it has to do with the distance, whatever's the closest. Since this thing has a super long neck, as far as the skinning algorithm is concerned, that uh, I guess it thinks that some of these bones are more over here. So let's go back. So this is kind of where the tweaking is. Maybe I might want to move this maybe down here more. And then it's not too terrible. Um, the other thing with the bone, it's easy to think, oh, you have to put the bones inside the mesh, but the way these bones get attached to the mesh, they don't actually really have to be. So for this example, you'll see how like I feel like this side to side animation is getting kind of into the legs. So I might actually just move it out here a little bit. Let's see. See, it's still a little funky. So let me move this closer to here. So there's definitely a little bit of uh, work, especially as the geometry gets more elongated to try to figure out what it is. But thankfully, it's really nice to be able to quickly skin things in just like a fraction of a second, just to test to see how it is. So that's pretty, let's see if that works. So it's a little bit better. But so yeah, there's definitely a little finagling you got to do with this thing. But walk, but yeah, we'll say that's good enough. Good enough for now for it. I'm probably gonna need to change this animal mesh a little bit. The skeleton I need to update, and I mean the animations are pretty horrific as well. But